So the suite would include 2 sets of dies, 1 stamp set, and then all the other goodness that is listed here below. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the cards, and you guys can follow along, leave a comment, send some love, whatever you would like. Get out all my pieces that I need here, and we'll get stamping. So this one says, "You're the icing to my gingerbread." And it actually uses a piece of the designer series paper. So this suite has a paper pack. It's called Gingerbread and Peppermint with 6x6 designer series paper, and that's what you're going to use here on the bottom. But I'm going to do my stamping first, get that taken care of. And so I am using a cherry cobbler ink pad, and I am going to add some peppermints to my cardstock. So I don't like naked cardstock, so I am going to stamp my own background. 83 days to go. Oh my stars, Lisa, stressing me out. It's like 80 degrees outside and there's 83 days until Christmas. Holy moly. All right, so we're gonna cover these up. Just cover up our blank spaces, okay? And we don't need to do it across the bottom because we are going to fill in with this piece of cardstock here. It looks like decorative gingerbread. Piped icing, I guess is what that is called. So we have our piped icing piece. All right, so we are going to attach our real red cardstock to our crumb cake. And I have a lot of these snail adhesives left. They are not current, but I am trying to use them up so that I can get to my Stamp and Seal Plus and just have a drawer full of those. So that's why I'm using my snail today. And I'm gonna fold my Whisper, oh, it's not Whisper White, my basic white. It's just basic. Poor white, it got like, you know, a demotion, it's just basic. So you're gonna put that there on your front of your cardstock. Okay, here we go. Just like that. Super quick and simple, okay? And then the one that says, "You're the icing to my gingerbread." You might only want to send this to, you know, certain people. Just saying. And I'm going to ink that up. I love the font of this one. It has the kind of the script, but then it also has the little swirls as well. So "You're the icing to my gingerbread" goes there at the top, okay? And then we have the beautiful snowflake. And this is part of the die. So I cut out the outline of the snowflake in the real red, and then you have the detail of the snowflake in the Whisper White. And it really makes it pop with that white on there. So I went ahead and I just put my adhesive right in the center there, okay, like so. And then in your kit, you have a little pack of gems. So I am going to take one of the gems. You can never have enough gems, especially in red. That's my favorite color. And I'm just gonna put that right there in the center, okay? So then I'm gonna take a piece of designer series paper, and it's gonna be the one that has the gingerbread at the bottom. Steal a piece. Can I steal a piece from your pack? Sorry. So you're gonna look through your pack, and you're gonna look through the one that has the piping. It looks just like this, okay? And all I did is you can see where you have kind of the, I don't know, the zigzags there. Hi, Terry, welcome from Colorado. And so I'm just gonna trim along the zigzags there. And I want to, I'm just going to take my scissors. And so this is fussy cutting, but we're not going to be fussy while we're doing it. It's a cardinal rule of stamping. This is something that you can do, like, you know, while you're watching TV, or actually you can't watch TV and cut at the same time. That's dangerous. But, you know, maybe if you just have some extra time on your hands. So you're going to just cut along, and it's nice because there's a straight line there for you, because I cannot cut a straight line. I may be able to stamp, but I cannot cut a straight line to save my soul. So there we go. You're just going to cut. I would cut all the way across your zigzags. And the nice thing is you can probably do 3 cards with this one piece of designer series paper. Okay, so then you're just you'll place it there at the bottom of your cardstock after you've cut that out, and you're gonna trim it, and the measurement is going to be 3 3/4 by, sorry, I can't cut and measure at the same time. 3 3/4 is what it's going to be all the way across. And so then you just have that little accent piece at the bottom. Isn't that pretty? You have all the nice little, yeah, see, I told you I couldn't cut a straight line. Look at this. Holy moly. Yeah, you guys may not see it, but I can see it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to attach that at the bottom. You have those fun little peppermints on the other side. So you could save, you know, the rest of the paper for another project, or you could even make more cards. And what I did is I left a little red trim there at the bottom, so the red peeks out. Then you are going to have dimensionals, of course, because I don't think it's possible to make a card without dimensionals. I'm sure someone could prove me wrong, but I'm a dimensional kind of girl. So there we go. So we're going to put that there, and then we're also going to add, here we go, dimensionals to the back of our snowflake. Okay, so we are going to peel the backs off because they are double-sided. We put our "You're the icing to my gingerbread" there at the top, and then you have your little snowflake, and you kind of just add that wherever you would like it to go. Okay, and this one actually needs it needs a double D. It needs a double dimensional. So I heard, there we go. Because it's raised up on a dimensional here, so you need 2 down there at the bottom. But there's that's the first card. Super quick and easy. Okay, and uses up the designer series paper, some of the dies, and also the stamp set that is included when you purchase the suite or the bundle. Okay, all right, so there's card number 1. Let's see, card number 2, we're going to use this one here, and this is a nice quick and easy card. Again, we are using design. Oh, I dropped my peppermints on the floor and just stepped on them. I crushed my peppermints. We are going to use real red with this one. You're going to use designer series paper. The nice thing about this is it's a red on red. So there are lots of options in the paper pack. Okay, you're going to have a piece of Whisper White that is 4 by 5 1/4. You will have these, what are these? Banners, but it's kind of the opposite banner or tag. You will have a little piece of Whisper White. This is such a cute, this actually comes in the suite as well, but it's a little tag with a stitch. I love all the stitching. You have stitching here, you have stitching there, stitching everywhere. So, and then you're gonna have 2 trees. Not 3, 2. Okay, so, and let me show you, you could also have, there's different designer series paper too. So like I said, you could use any of these. I think I'm gonna switch mine out And I'm gonna use the one that has more white in it because I like that for the crisp, clean look. Because that's what we're all about. We wanna be crisp and clean. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna move my card over here. There we go. So you guys can see what we're doing step by step. So these are the trees. They come on one of the pieces of 6x6, and I simply cut them out. They're supposed to look like little gingerbread cookies. So I'm just gonna take my scissors and go around the outside. A little tip that I learned when I am fussy cutting is that you move the paper. So when you're cutting around an image, just move the paper. You don't have to move the scissors. You kind of keep them flowing and move the paper, and then you don't get those rough edges as you're cutting out your image. Just a little tip. You can, take it and run with it or leave it. It's all good. Okay, so here's one that has the white icing, and then here's one that's more of the gingerbread look. Okay. Good enough to eat, right? If only this paper was scratch and sniff. So, but it's not. I'll just pretend that I smell ginger. All right, here we go. We're just gonna trim. I know you guys are like, this is mind numbing, but it has to be done. So I just wanted to show you that you're just trimming these right out of the designer series paper, okay? So it's a great way to make a quick and cute card, and just using paper. You don't have to worry about stamping anything other than your sentiment, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So we'll start with your 4 1/4 by 11 piece of Real Red cardstock, and then you have a piece of designer series paper that is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so usually it's 4 by 5 1/4, but 3 3/4 by 5.
Are the packet dimensions in them? They're supposed to be in here. Okay.
Okay, so we have that. Then we have this banner, and that's gonna go on flat too, because with our adhesive, because we are going to be, and I put it, the nice thing is there's straight lines, so you can line that up nice and straight. All right, so we have the 2 trees, and then we have our little label. So I'm gonna stamp on the little label, and I'm actually using cherry cobbler instead of Real Red. It's kind of a shade darker. So I like that when I'm stamping. That's what I use for the peppermints too on that last card, because it makes them a little bit darker when you're stamping tone on tone. So there's your happy holidays. And this one's fun because you get to decorate the trees. So you feel like you're, getting yourself prepared for the holidays. You're decorating your tree already this season. So you have the 2 trees. I'm gonna take my dimensionals, which came in your pack, and you're gonna put 2 on each tree. If you have your own pack of dimensionals, so if you wanna use more than 2, just don't tell me, okay, it's fine. So we're gonna put 1 tree up here towards the top, and then we're gonna put this little cookie tree down here towards the bottom. Did I get it? Oh, I put it, yeah. You have to kind of see where you put your trees, your dimensionals, not your trees. Okay, so there are your trees. Then you have your happy holidays. So you're gonna put little dimensionals on the back of those, okay? And you can put this wherever you want, honestly, but I put mine up there at the top because we kind of had a lot of space there. So I decided to put mine there, and that's the card. But we can't forget that we have these fabulous gems that came in your little kit, and you could use either one, but I'm partial to the red ones. So I just went and took my little gems, and honestly, you can put them anywhere. I kind of followed the zigzag of the tree, but if you wanted to do something different, it's okay. It's your design, your creation. So if you want to put one up at the top or one of the gold ones up at the top, like it's a gold star, feel free. Okay. Whoops. Or you can just throw them however you want them to land there. Okay, so there you have your little gems. And you would have a piece of Whisper White that will go on the inside of your card. And we will put that in there. And we will stamp a sentiment on the inside, which we have several to choose from. We have Happy Holidays on the outside. So we're going to use Love and joy come to you, and may it last the whole year through. So again, I'm going to use my cherry cobbler and put that on the inside. And there you have it. There's the second card with the Gingerbread and Peppermint Suite. Okay. All right, now we are going to go to card number 3. I'm stealing cards from the live studio audience here. So this is the third card that we're going to be making. And this is another fun one because again, it uses pieces right from the designer series paper. So we are going to start, let me put it in the corners so you can see it. We're going to start with Old Olive. Then we will have a layer of Real Red. We will have a layer of Whisper White. We'll be using some of the beautiful ribbon that comes from the suite. And you'll need 2 pieces of that because we're going to do a faux bow. You will have a strip of designer series paper. And then let me show you these fun snowflakes. And they come from a sheet of the designer series paper that looks just like this. And you're going to take the snowflakes from the corners and you're going to use those for your card project. Okay, so let's start. Oh, I don't really need to move this. I keep feeling like it's in my way, but it's really not. We're going to take a piece of the Old Olive, which is 4 1/4 by 11, and we are going to score that on the side. Then we are going to next, we're going to do our stamping. And the reason is because we have 2 tries. So if it doesn't work out the first time, there's always another try. So we're going to take our cherry cobbler ink and we're going to stamp up in the upper right-hand corner. And we're going to pray that it's straight. I think it is. Yeah, kind of. We're going to try that again. See, I'm showing you what not to do. So, have a holly jolly Christmas. There we go. All right. So we have that one. And we're satisfied with that. So now we can go ahead and attach all of our things. So we are going to take our piece of Whisper White. No, Basic White. Goodness gracious. One day I'll get it. By the time they change the color again, I'll have it. And then you have your strip of designer series paper that just goes right at the bottom. And again, this is great because you could use several different designs. This piece of white does not go all the way to the bottom, and that's okay. Fear not, because we are going to cover it up. I have to bring it over a little bit. We're going to cover it up with designer series paper, okay? So then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our ribbon, and this is the, what's the official? Mini ruffled ribbon, and it's red ruffled ribbon. And we're gonna do a faux bow. So we're gonna take and flip it over, okay? We're gonna put our adhesive on the back, excuse me. And we're gonna attach it there, just like that. And then our faux bow, so we're not gonna tie a bow that goes all, or a faux knot actually. And we're just going to pull that closed. And we're gonna trim the edges with the scissors. Okay, just like that. Then we're gonna take this and put it on our card front. I know, it is so festive, fun and festive. And there's so many different uses for it. And I always put a dimensional on each side of my ribbon piece there, just to hold it down, okay? There we go. That was a lot of dimensionals. We know that this one is not going anywhere. It's going to stand up proud and tall on the front of the cardstock. All right, so you have this one. And we're going to put that right on the front. Okay, just like that. And then the last thing we need is our snowflakes. And I want to show you the snowflake die. So my little baggie here. I'll show you what it looks like so you can see how it goes directly on top of the designer series paper. Okay, so you have your designer series paper, and this is the snowflake die. So you put it right on top. The nice thing is, these pieces, if you line them up correctly, you can cut more than one at a time, okay? So you're gonna need 2 snowflakes for each card. So if you put 2 pieces of your designer series paper on top of each other, because it is a thinner paper, you are able to cut them both out at the same time, okay? Hi, Joanne, happy Saturday. I'm afraid I'm gonna say like happy Wednesday or happy Friday, but it's all right. And I'm gonna take this and put my, like I just showed you, I'm gonna put my snowflake right on top, and I'm gonna run it through my stamp cut and emboss machine. And you'll see, you can hear it, trying not to cause an earthquake. There we go, small Stampin' Earthquake. You can see I did 2 pieces of paper, you punch those out, and then you have 2 snowflakes that are ready to go on the front of your card. Okay, so we are going to put dimensionals on the back of these. And I just do them kind of across from each other, 2 on each snowflake. All right, so you're gonna pull that off. And you're gonna, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm gonna tell on myself. There's a little schmutz of ink right here. So one of the great things is you can position your snowflake to cover up your schmutz of ink, and no one will know that it's there. And that's a technical stamping term. Okay, so we're gonna, and then you're just gonna put your other snowflake there on top. And of course, we are going to put these beautiful red gems on the inside. I'm gonna use the larger ones because I decorated my tree with the smaller ones.
There's 2 stamps on one wall.
Okay, and then you have your snowflakes that are ready to roll. Okay, so that is the 3rd card. And card number 4.
The Christmas tree example.
Oh, sure. Card number 4.
This rolls up. Okay.
Is one with little mittens. We're using cherry cobbler.
Take it.
And let me show you this one. This uses our designer series paper. Let me grab the sample here real quick.
Oh, this machine has changed.
I don't know. Here it is.
So it looks like this. May your days be merry and bright. This is another one where we're using our designer series paper. So we will be cutting mittens out of our paper. And it's a great way to also use up some of your scraps too. So I get excited when I get to use up scraps. And it has this die that also comes in the suite bundle. Okay, so we're gonna, oh, sorry, that was my knee. Okay. I created my own. Okay, so we're gonna start with cherry cobbler, 4 1/4 by 11. Okay, and then you're gonna have a piece of cardstock that goes right here in the center. And that one is 3 by 4. And then you're gonna have a piece of designer series paper that will go right on top. Okay, so you could stop there, but I have all these little strips laying around, so I wanna use those too. So these are 4 by 1, and you have these that go on the outside, just like that. So my suggestion to you is you can see the cute little ornaments that are on the other side. My suggestion to you is to put this piece on first, because that's your center or your focal point. Okay, and you can put that on, and then you can put your 1-inch strips on the side. So you'll be able to see like, oh yeah, that's gonna look great, or uh-oh, I need to move that over. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of good spatial relations. That's a stamping term too, spatial relations. So you put these on the side like that, okay? So that's your card front. Oh my gosh, my knee. I'm gonna have bruises by the time I leave here today.
You're at the bar. That's
Yeah. And so here is one of the dies, okay? And we're gonna use that. We're gonna stamp that first. Get our stamping out of the way, okay? And this one says, may your days be merry and bright. And we're gonna put that right there in the center, like that, okay? And we'll put that aside. And you'll notice also, they have all these cute little, like peppermints and circles. There's actually little dies in the suite that you can use, little circle dies, to cut those out. You'll also know that there is a set of mittens. So that's one thing you wanna look for. You wanna make sure you like don't have 2 right and 2 left. You wanna make sure you have a set. Okay, so here is the piece here. Okay, so we have our set of mittens. These we're gonna have to fussy cut again, but they're incredibly quick and simple to cut around. Okay, so there you go. You're just gonna cut around the outside. And again, moving your paper instead of moving your scissors, you're just gonna keep the blade open and go. So you're gonna have this one here, and then you're gonna have the other side, your right and your left. So we're gonna go around the outside like so. And again, just doing the opposite side. So we have a set of mittens or a pair of mittens. You don't want to be lopsided, have two left or two right. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to position these. Okay. However, you can position them however you would like, but they're going to go right on the front of your card. Okay. So what I did is I just put a little bit of adhesive on this one because I kind of put the thumbs together a little bit, and that's how I position them on the front. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and put my dimensionals on the back of them, and I just did 3. I did one where they joined together just to, you know, help them out a little bit. And so you're going to put the little mittens right there on the front. Okay. And then you have May Your Days Be Merry and Bright. And I just, you see you have that little piece there. I just kind of tucked that down and then went ahead and put my, I think I might have 2 on that one. No, maybe not. My dimensionals again on my card. Okay. And let me peel this off. Ooh. All right. So you're going to tuck in your May Your Days Be Merry and Bright. Just like that. Okay. And then you're going to, there's an opportunity to add sparkles and gems. And since those who ordered a to-go kit, you will have the sparkles and gems in your kit. So you can just go ahead and take those right off, and you put them right there in the center of your mittens. Okay. So that's your card there. And then you would also add a piece of your basic, I finally got it, basic white on the inside of your cherry cobbler. Okay. And another fun thing that you can do, if you have extra pieces left over, you can take and you can add a little strip to the inside too. So if you wanted to, you know, if you have, a lot of times when we, especially when we cut down 6x6 cardstock, we have a lot of little pieces left over. So it's fun. You can just add those to the inside of the envelope, or the inside of the card, and you're just gonna cut this like so. And then you would put that on the inside, and that kind of carries your theme over onto the inside. Okay, so there's card number 4 with our gingerbread and peppermints. And last but not least, we have card number 5. Yep. Okay, and this one requires some ribbon. Doesn't require, but ribbon makes everything look beautiful. So this one is another one where we are using the ornaments right from the designer series paper. And you have ornamental options, which who doesn't love ornamental options? So they have the red and with the white piping, or they have the white with the old olive and the red piping. So you could use either one of those. This is another one that's great because you can use the different designer series paper. So the designer series paper is 1.5 inches wide. So again, a great way to use up some of those strips that you might have laying around after you have created. Okay, and then we have a piece of Whisper White that's going to go right there on the inside. Okay, and it doesn't have to go all the way to the edge because you're going to cover it up with your designer series paper. Okay, so we're going to attach our, I just said Whisper White again, basic white, and we're gonna leave a little piece at the top, and you'll see why, that we don't put adhesive on. So we're gonna go ahead and attach that like so. Then you're gonna take your piece of designer series paper. That one is gonna go on the side or the edge, okay? And there you go. Everybody's so quiet. The stampers here, like so heavily concentrating on their projects. All right, so we're gonna take a piece of our ribbon, ruffled ribbon, okay? And you guys all got, if you got a to-go kit or a live in-person kit, you got some of whole spool of ribbon, so you will have plenty to make other projects with as well. So you're gonna take this, and I do not like raw edges. That is a thing. So I'm gonna take my, again, do a faux bow. I'm gonna roll that over, and I'm going to just put that along the back, like that, okay? And again, I like to secure it with a dimensional, wherever you may land on that, okay? And then I'm gonna go ahead and I always put in each corner and one in the middle. And that is gonna go on the front of your card, okay? Oh yeah, naked envelopes are not acceptable, Joanne. Naked envelopes and naked cardstock. I've got a little, you can tell I like dimensionals right there, like all stuck to my board here. So this is the thick basic white cardstock. So when you use, you're using it as a card base, I would highly recommend the thick basic white, okay? And that's gonna go right on the front there, okay? Like so. And then you can choose whichever ornament you would like. If you want your red ornament, I kind of like the one that has the little bit of the old olive in it, because I don't know if you guys can see, but there's little old olive dots in the lattice work, whatever is going on over there. So I like that one too. We're gonna take one of the dies, and this is the one that we're gonna use for our sentiment, okay? And we are going to stamp our Merry and Bright. May your days be merry and bright. Or you can stamp wishing you a Merry Christmas. Whatever you would like to stamp in there is fine.
You did this one.
No, I got sidetracked. You can take it though. That's fine.
Which one? Okay.
I don't have any. I'm just gonna complete the.
All right, so we're gonna have that one there. And we're going to use our cherry cobbler ink again. And we're gonna stamp first. And notice I cut out two because, you know, sometimes things happen. So, I will take that one. So, may your days be merry and bright. Okay. And so you're gonna have your, and you can position this wherever you would like it to go. And then what you're gonna do is you have a little piece of twine, silver twine, okay? And you're gonna make it look like your ornament is hanging from the top of your card. Or on your card, I guess. I shouldn't say from the top of your card. So you are gonna take 2 dimensionals and put them on the back of your ornament, okay? Then you're gonna take your 3rd dimensional, and you can put some adhesive on here, possibly. There we go, it's working. And you're gonna put your silver twine, and then I kind of anchor that piece with a dimensional, okay? And so you're gonna put that on your card, okay? And what I do is I just tuck it behind, because I'm never sure where, I'm gonna take this out, I promise it's still here, but I'm gonna tuck it with a pair of scissors there and tuck that behind. Okay, just like that. So you have your hanger. And then you're just gonna add your little sentiment there at the bottom. May your days be merry and bright. If you wanna put it here, if you wanna put it over there, wherever you would like it to go. If you wanted to put your sentiment here and your ornament at the bottom, totally up to you, okay? So I'm gonna do mine off to the side because I kind of like things at an angle. That's just my personal opinion. So please do not make me influence your positioning of your sentiment. But here you go. And then, so you have may your days be merry and bright. Okay, so you kind of have your diagonal going. And then I would put a piece of, I would do a little piece of ribbon here too, just to kind of finish it off. But I kind of do it off to the side so it lays flat, if that makes sense. So when you're tying it, it's gonna lay flat and not stick out like that. So if you tie it the other way, your ends are gonna be going in the opposite direction. So you have that there. Okay, so you have your days be merry and bright. If you want to, you can even take a little piece of the twine and you could put it at the top, but I probably would not, just because I have this ribbon already here. And so, but if you wanted to, you could add a little, you know what, maybe we will. I'll go against my better judgment and I will add a little, there we go. So it looks like it's hanging together. Okay, and now you have your gems. So if you wanted to add your gems to the front, you could put, I'm gonna actually put them down here. So you could do one of two things. You could do them top and bottom, but I'm gonna do side to side here on this one because that'll kind of even things out a little bit. Okay, and there you go. Oh, and let me do this too. You guys are like rule of three, right? I heard somebody say that out there. So I'm gonna add one more. I'm actually like flicking them all over the place, but I'm gonna do one right here in the center of the gem. Whoops, center is right here. Okay. And that is our 5th and final card. So let me bring those out again for you to see. Let's see if I can line them up. I'm afraid like I'm gonna float off the screen here, but make sure I have all of them that were included today. I think I do. There we go. So those are the 5 cards made with the Gingerbread and Peppermint Suite. So I hope you guys enjoyed all of the cards. I hope you're having a wonderful day and getting to do some stamping on this World Card Making Day. So thank you for joining me. I would love for you to share this. And if you wanna check it out again, you can also go over to my YouTube channel and you can check it out there. Stampin' Always with Dory. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.